Hi everyone, this is Mr. West, and today we're doing a Khan Academy tutorial on multiply mixed numbers and whole numbers. Let's go ahead and get started. So what is 4 times 1 and 3/8? Seemingly this might be hard. So if you're just learning about multiplying fractions, this seems like it's difficult. It's really not that bad, and I'm going to give you 2 key steps that will make it easier. Step 1 is you want to change all whole numbers into fractions. And how you do that is pretty simple. So here we have 4, that's our whole number. We want that to have a top and a bottom, a numerator and a denominator. And it's really easy. We're just going to make it 4 over 1 instead. So 4 over 1 is 4 wholes, which is equal to 4. So that's our first part, is we change whole numbers into fractions. And our second step is we're going to convert mixed numbers, which you're going to talk to math teachers about. They don't really like them because the better option is improper fractions. Okay. So improper fractions, how do we do that? Well, pretty simple here. Also, just a slight process, slightly more involved process, is we're going to multiply the whole number times the denominator and then add the numerator. So we have, I'm going to go over here real quick, 8 times 1, and then I'm going to add the 3. So that's equal to 11, and then I keep it over the original denominator, which is 8. So I have 11 over 8, and then I'm going to multiply these two things together. Now, real quick, why does that work? That little green method that I did right here. Well, if I have one whole, okay, and then it's divided into eighths, right? That's what that looks like. And then I have 3/8 left over. So this one is completely filled in. Then there's 3 of these ones like that. Check out how many total eighths there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. So that's why it works, is we have one whole, and there's 8 parts to it, and then we have 3 left over. So that's why you can multiply the whole number times the denominator, which is that, and then add that numerator, which is the leftover parts. Okay, so now we have a much easier problem. We can apply our multiplication rules for fractions, which is top times top, bottom times bottom. Okay, and we just leave that fraction bar in between. Now, this third step, which I didn't mention before, is you're going to simplify if possible, which it could happen. So we're going to see if this one is the case. I think it is. Now, with this problem, let's actually go down to the solution right here, is we have 4 times 11 in the top, and we're going to have 1 times 8 in the bottom. That gives us 44 over 8. Now, you're not going to see 44 over 8 right there. So that means we need to simplify. Any common factors between the two of these numbers? Well, I know 2 is a factor of both because they're both even. So I could always divide by 2, but I also know 4 is going to be a factor. So let me divide by 4 instead. So I'm going to divide by 4, and I get 11 over 2. So I need to see if there's 11 over 2 there. I crossed off. I meant to circle it. So right there, 11 over 2. Not really good at circling, as you can see, but that's my answer. And, oh, choose 2 correct answers. Whoops. So, sorry, I probably should read the instructions a little bit more carefully. Don't be so quick to select these problems. If this says 11 over 2, there's also a second answer, and I'm guessing it's going to put it as a mixed number. So we need to look here. Obviously, it's not those ones. It's going to be this one. But why is it that one? Well, the closest number that's divisible by 2 that's not over 11 is 10. So I know 10 over 2 is equal to 5, and then I have 1 left over to get to 11, right? So 10 plus 1 equals 11. So 10 divided by 2, I know that's 5, and then I have that 1/2 left over, so it's 5 and 1/2. But I could just tell by the denominator. That's like the easy way to do it. Okay, so multiply. So we're going to multiply this. I'm going to show you the process again. Again, we're going to change this to a whole number. That's the easy part. Then I'm going to multiply these two things together, add the numerator. So I have 4 times 2, that's 8, plus 3 is 11 over 4. Keep the denominator the same, and I multiply. Okay, so then just as a quick reminder, if I have 2 wholes, okay, and then so these are all filled in. Those 3. So I have 1, 2. That's 2 times 4. 2 wholes times 4 in each one, plus the 3 that are left over. That's where I got that 11 from. Okay, so that's where that came from, and then 2 over 1. I think you guys understand that. So I have 11 times 2, that's 22. Over 4, I need to think of common factors. They're both even. So that means I can divide by 2, and I get 11 over 2. the same thing. How about that? So I'm going to put 11 over 2 as my answer. Put in that little fraction thing. That makes it a little bit easier. You might be able to just use that little slash symbol also. So that works also. All right, we got 2 more to do. We're sitting really well here. Let's go ahead and finish this strong. I'm going to go faster this time. 4 times the 2, that's 8, plus the 1 is 9, 9 over 2, times 2 over 1. That's as simple as it gets. So we get 18 over 2. I can divide by 2, and I get 9 over 1, or just 9. Now, there's something easier. I just want to show for advanced students that are ready for this step, if you see that there's a 2 here and a 2 here, notice that we divided by 2 at the end. We had a 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom. That means 2 is going to be a common factor. Essentially what you can do, and this is like a more high school step, is you can cross cancel. That essentially we can rearrange this to 9 over 1 times 2 over 2, and I know that is just equal to 1. So let me show you what that looks like. That is just equal to 1. So this just becomes 9 over 1, or just 9. So 9 is my answer. I know that was an additional step. That's a free bonus advanced math student step. Oh, I forgot to. Those 2 answers are getting me. All right, here we go. Last one. Okay, real fast this time. We get 10 plus 2, 12 over 5 times 4 over 1. Now, notice I don't have any numbers with common factors in the top or bottom. We are not going to need to simplify this. So I get 48 over 5, final answer. So 48 over 5. And if I went too fast, feel free to rewind, pause, whatever you need to do. But also leave a comment if you have any more questions. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next time right here on Wes Explains Best.